and still the undisputed super middleweight champion of the world, Saul Canelo Alvarez.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So, the fight's in the books, man. We had Jermell Charlo versus Canelo Alvarez, and it played out exactly how we thought it would on this channel. We've been saying it. Canelo is great, right? He's one of the best ever. He's making history. And he came out, he did exactly what he was supposed to do. And that was to dominate, outclass, outperform, and just really just show the separation between talent. Jermell, I'm not going to dog Jermell. I think Jermell did what he could do with given the time frame he had to train. You know, he was coming off the 15-month injury. We talked about that. The 15-month layoff, sorry. We talked about that, the hand injury, moving up 2 weight classes. I know that sounds like a bunch of excuses, but it's not. That's the reality of it. Canelo gave the contract to Jermell Charlo. That's the fight that we wanted to see. That's the guy he gave the contract to, Big Charlo. Big Charlo was having mental issues. He couldn't take the fight. He gave it to his brother. That's not Canelo's fault, right? Canelo's just a fighter. Jermell accepted the challenge. He came up. He tried to give it his best, but we knew he was just up against too much facing one of the best of all time, right? And he fell short. Jermell had his moments in the fight where I thought he looked good. And he also had his moments where I thought, you could do more. And to me, he just didn't do enough. And I think the weight separation, jumping up 2 weight classes, it played a part. What they have weight classes for a reason. Canelo is fighting bigger guys. He's fighting light heavyweights. Jermell's fighting, he's accustomed to fighting 154 pounders. And he's moving up to fight super middleweight. There's a difference in power. I don't care if you're taller, that doesn't matter. Canelo's frame is wider, it's thicker. He looked more chiseled. He was just stronger at that weight. So that ties everything in to Terrence Crawford. I know Jermell and Crawford are 2 different people, right? But you saw what happened when he jumped 2 weight. You can see the weight is too much. You're used to fighting at 154, and then you walking in at 172. You weighing in 20 pounds more than what you're used to fighting at. That's like me putting on a 20-pound vest. If I'm used to running, you know, my time, I can run a mile. Let's say I run a mile in 8 minutes, right? I'm used to running a mile in 8 minutes. If I go put a 20-pound weighted vest on and go run that same mile, it's probably going to wear me out. Weight makes a difference. So that kills any discussion between Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. Terrence Crawford just fought at 147, and y'all want him to jump up 20 pounds to fight. Canelo is too. I don't care about skills. It don't even matter at that point. Yeah, you got skills at 147. You come up 20-something pounds heavier, it don't matter. That's too much weight. So we can just stop that conversation right now. All that fairy tale talk is out the window. It's really done. And as far as Jermell Charlo, you know, that's my guy. I'm not going to bash him on this channel. I'm not going to do that. He did what he had to do. He showed some signs of Jermell in that fight in spurts, but he had too much going on coming against him in that fight. Now with this loss against Canelo, him moving down to 154 to fight Terrence, that don't even really make sense right now. Now, if he would have went up and, you know, he was undisputed 154, and he went up and he beat Canelo, and then you got Terrence Crawford coming off, you know, 2-time undisputed, beating Earl Spence, and then you got Jermell Charlo, 2-time undisputed. That fight makes perfect sense. 2-time undisputed versus 2-time undisputed. Terrence Crawford versus Jermell Charlo. That makes sense. But now that he's lost, the fight is taking interest off the Terrence Crawford. versus Jermell Charlo, in my opinion. It took some air out of it. It's like, do I really want to see it now? Yeah, I mean, I would, but he's coming off a loss now. Now he's got to move back down, 2 weight classes. If I'm Jermell Charlo, I'm considering my career. What all have I done? I'm undisputed 154. I went up. I tried to be great. I fought Canelo Alvarez, one of the biggest paydays I'm probably ever going to get. Have I done enough? Am I satisfied? You got to know when to call it quits. I know people don't want to hear that and say, well, Jermell can still, does that mean, he can still fight. But does that mean he still should fight? You know what I'm saying? There's a difference. So Terrence Crawford, realistically, should fight Jaron Ennis at this point. Or if he moves up to 154, he should fight Tim Tszyu or somebody like that, because we don't want to see you jump 3 weight classes. And now the fight between you and Jermell Charlo is really kind of dead too as well. That one fight, Jermell versus Canelo, really destroyed it. It almost took out 2 birds with 1 stone, right? It took out the thoughts of a Canelo versus Crawford, and now it's knocked interest out of Jermell versus Crawford. Now we want to see Terrence versus somebody who has the momentum going. That makes sense within his weight class, and that's Jaron Ennis. So that's my thoughts on the fight. I thought it was okay. I thought it was a decent fight. I knew it was going to play out the way it did, so I'm not shocked. And that's all I have. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Do y'all still want to see Crawford versus Canelo? I think the weight difference is too much. Or Crawford versus Jermell. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I'm out.